It's almost time for the new year to be upon us. We have potentially one single game before the LPL goes on break for the next 2 weeks. Of course, we will be returning Friday, February 23rd, but until then, we've still got to close out this series between Invictus Gaming and FPX. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, Dom, Raz, let's get right into this. Game number 2. FPX, they beat Snake, the best in the league, and now they're up against another very good team.
Yep.
You're still
what are you trying to
smiling
say, Dom? Are you
still
trying to say that because they beat Snake, they'll beat Invictus Gaming?
Well, hey, they've got similar win records coming into this.
Oh my goodness. No.
Or are they going to be
prove
contributing to IG's win record?
Look, that's a fun thing to say because it kind of gives them the maybe fake opportunity that they can try and take the victory. Like
simulated enthusiasm. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. And it seems so hard to say that just because of how well Invictus Gaming played today. And the context is Snake didn't play that well in their set last when they played up against FunPlus Phoenix. So immediately we saw how slow the pace of the game was for them. I think FunPlus Phoenix were kind of shocked because when they saw a good play, getting the kill on top side of the map, and you have something going for Fiora, they didn't expect immediately Ning getting those 2 kills on the bottom side of the map. So they need to kind of play it slower and recognize the ramifications of each move they make.
Well, we'll have to see if they can do that. Of course, FPX, a fan of playing fast in the early game, a bit aggressive to make some decisive attempted plays. Tragically, they just got baited out by TheShy, keeping Pepper locked in that top lane, waiting for the gank for so long, attempting to use that decisiveness against them. Maybe this time, don't hesitate for so long in the brush.
I mean, that's a proper play to make because there's no... The assumption is that their ward isn't
there's
there.
no indication.
And of course, your top laner is probably telling you that the ward was never placed. So that's on the call of the top laner in that scenario. Overall, that's one of many plays that ended up happening that put Invictus Gaming solely in the lead there. So going into this game, immediately, FunPlus Phoenix, I actually really like the composition they had last game. And that's what hurts because going into this next one, you're not going to have an opportunity of getting Braum and Sejuani in the first phase because they're going to be on blue side. So I actually don't see the positives if you're comparing it to the last game because I felt like all of the puzzles really fell through with them. Their pick ban was excellent. Their coach must have been feeling really good getting off the stage, then realizing, wait a second, it wasn't played too well.
So then, Rez, tell me about this, because now you've mentioned FPX on blue side. That means IG red side. That means red side rookie counterpick for one of the best mid laners in the league. But still, FPX seems like they've got a plan. They have to have a plan coming into this.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been using their red side a lot of the times for Gimgoon. So I think this time around, they'll probably continue to put Bing on a blind pickable mid laner, either the Azir, maybe the Taliyah, or Janna could be another one as well, though that's a little bit more susceptible to ganks. I want to see them kind of going towards something where Bing is on a low econ mid laner, but Gimgoon gets a lot of that attention. Mostly because Gimgoon is playing incredibly well. The last time we saw him, of course, just the last game, the first kill he got goes towards mid lane. We didn't even mention the mid lane play. It was so good for him. Sure, it didn't turn into anything going forward, but the fact that he was able to get so many kills underneath him off of that one play, I think they can actually continue to put more sacks of gold in the Gimgoon trade.
Well, they're going to have to try to. Well, the question is, can they actually pull it off? It's up to our casters now to walk us through the match.
Thank you so much, Dom. And that really is it. Can they walk the walk? Because FPX, they have some of the components. They kind of know what to do at some parts of the map as well, at some points in the game. In the early game, they seem to have it on lockdown as well, but they can never really convert. And especially against a team like IG, especially like the teams that we've seen them go against in the upper sides of the table, they've struggled significantly.
It's kind of like which side of the coin are you going to get? Because I feel like they're Harvey Dent. On one side, you have Harvey Dent. On the other side, you have Two-Face. You never really know which FPX you're about to get. And that one, joke was on us because Pepper was non-existent in that jungle, and Bing got absolutely destroyed in the mid lane. And once you lose that pivot point, it doesn't matter how good your side lanes are. Fiora got 2 early kills. Caitlyn and Braum had the initial push, but all of that wasted away because Bing and Pepper lost control of Rookie and Ning, and suddenly, where the side lanes were doing well, they were at a numbers disadvantage.
So, as we were saying before we head into this game, or rather in game 1, let's see if they actually will pick just an aggressive jungle into the jungle for
That's
Pepper.
what I want to see. I want to see priority on something like a Kha'ZIx, maybe even a Lee Sin for Pepper. Give him one of his Jarvan would work. Give him an aggressive playmaking jungler where he feels like he can go toe-to-toe with Ning and start killing people, because that's his style.
And FPX did decide to go blue side, so they will get the priority pick and they will give it to jungle, so it's exactly what we wanted. Vladimir, Ryze, and Azir will be banned out from Invictus Gaming towards FPX, and it will be Orianna, Zoe, and Camille towards Invictus Gaming once again. So there is still quite a lot of respect towards the top side of the map.
Invictus Gaming, I want to quickly touch on their bans. They're one of the few teams that always ban Ryze and Azir every single game. In fact, majority of their bans, 5 out of the 6 of their most banned champions are actually mid laners. And that sounds really surprising when you have a mid laner as good as someone like Rookie. But Invictus Gaming, it's just how deep they've been tunneling on giving other assets to their side lanes, to JackeyLove, to TheShy, and kind of relegating Rookie almost to his Orianna, which is also one of the most banned champions against him, as you can see in this game. And having Orianna as one of your most banned champions on 8.1 is pretty weird globally.
100%, and Invictus Gaming will actually put, again, priority towards JackeyLove on his Varus there, and give top lane Shy a carry once more. It will be Gangplank, so moving away from that Cho'Gath, none of that. Will be scaling in the top side.
And of course, it's not what JackeyLove's famous, which was his Kog'Maw, but it is his most played champion right now of the Varus for the split. He's had 6 games on the champion so far, and alongside TheShy on GP, which is also his most played champion. So we're already starting to see the pieces of a very familiar Invictus Gaming shell or composition, and it's all about that bottom lane once again.
Likewise for FPX, they will be picking up the Kog'Maw into the bottom side and looking for their support here as well for Crisp. FPX always playing around L2VX, moving towards that mid game, but he will be facing down Varus as well. Both of them looking towards that Gwyntu's Rage Blade, so should be spiking at similar points in the game.
And you have 2 kind of options right here. You can either take the Braum or you can take the Tahm Kench. Now, last time Invictus Gaming ran this composition in game number 1, they decided on the Tahm Kench. It adds a little bit more safety for your hyper carry. It also allows you the ability that once that mid game gets opened up, that you can start moving around and catching out people with the Abyssal Voyage. By taking the Braum here, it's empowering Pepper. It's them saying that, okay, now we have a much stronger 3v3. Braum works well in the 2v2 when the jungler comes down, and so this should be the coordinated plan. Invictus Gaming, we see you want to play bottom. We see you're looking for a fast push strategy, taking the Janna and the Varus, so we're going to play a kill-oriented bottom lane. But now, Pepper, you actually have to go down there and work with that Braum pick.
Yeah, actually try and punish that and get in there, see if they can actually make that push happen, because it will be an Ornn ban and a Gnar ban into the top side against Gimgoon. So we'll be picking into the Gangplank here, so banning everything that gives Gangplank a bad time. There will be a Sejuani and a Lee Sin ban towards Ning right here.
Here's something interesting about the Ornn ban. So last time we saw it was because that Invictus Gaming had the Kog'Maw. Makes sense, Ornn denies a lot of what Kog'Maw wants to do. But now, since they don't have the Kog'Maw and they're actually taking it away from themselves when they would have priority pick for it, yes, there is a Braum, so it wouldn't be as influential as possible. But now it just means that TheShy doesn't play it at all. Yeah, they already have a GP, but the fact that they never look towards Ornn, I find is really concerning for Invictus Gaming's drafting habits.
Interesting Ornn ban as well, because support's already being picked up, and then Gimgoon typically goes towards the carries anyway, so it's just like maybe he does pick up the Ornn, but it's more of just like a safety ban than anything else, because he has plenty to pick from in terms of carries.
I just find it very strange about how terrified of this pick that they are. Again, yeah, they're an ADC-oriented team, but it's almost like regardless of who they're facing. I think they could go other ways.
It's going to be a Fiora once again for Gimgoon, now 0-5 in the LPL after that last loss.
That feels bad to say.
Yeah. Does not seem to be working out on the top side, but this time it's going to be playing into the Gangplank, so still has a good matchup. It's not necessarily a kill lane, but we'll be pushing up there, hopefully.
But there's a lot of tools to punish. The fact that it is Fiora Jarvan, I mean, what's more terrifying, Fiora Jarvan or Kha'ZIx Gangplank in terms of that 2v2 top side? If TheShy ever gets shoved in, he has to realize that being dove is a very real possibility.
So Taliyah picked up for Bing, but it's actually going to be the Syndra coming in from Rookie. It feels like this is just him hammering the last nail in the coffin right here. It's like, we've won the first game, let's make this a 2-0.
Just playing what he wants to before summer vacation is what it feels like. Yep. School's almost out. We've been talking all day about how Rookie is saying that they're changing the style. He's picking up more supportive champions. Karma and Galio are 2 of his most played champions right now. And then boom, back-to-back games, we get the Rookie special. We get his signature Orianna, and he goes popping off on that pick. And now we get to see his Syndra. If you haven't seen Rookie play Syndra in a hot minute, the dude looks like he's scripting. He is that good at hitting these just pixel perfect stuns.
Yeah, over and over and over again, and it's so consistent. It's actually incredible to watch for Rookie right here. And to be honest, we've seen a lot of carry picks come out from Rookie, but usually in the third game, if it goes 1-1 in the series, we'll see like a Cassiopeia come out, or we'll see the Syndra come out. It's like, okay, right now I need to play up, I need to try and beat my lane, and then I will be another winning point for the map. Otherwise, as you said, he's been picking the Gallius, he's been trying to help out his bottom side of the map, because he knows there are other places to win for Invictus Gaming. There's TheShy, you've got JackeyLove in the bottom lane. It doesn't just have to be Rookie, but right now you've got carries across the board for Invictus Gaming.
And you've got a lot of different points about when they're going to spike, but the big one is going to be mid-game. So a Syndra Varus mid-game spike is massive for IG to play around. Likewise, it's also going to be when Gangplank has his level 11 ultimate. He's going to have a Trinity Force complete. So look for IG to really ramp up then. Otherwise, during the lane phase, it should be pretty slow and steady about isolating the Janna Varus lane so they can utilize that pushing power, chipping away at towers, and then hopefully giving a safety net towards Gangplank at the top lane so he doesn't get dove or 2v2'd repeatedly.
So FPX right here, they put the priority on their Jarvan, so really want to see if he can get out onto the map. And you were saying, wants to move towards the bottom side here with that LWX and Chris play.
He's got a lot of options. In fact, both teams have a lot of options. The one place that Jarvan really can't play is in the mid lane around Bing, and that was the big failure point, the dam breaking for FPX in game number 1. Hopefully, it holds for game number 2.
Hopefully, as we get onto the rift and we take a look at the shopkeeper, we'll be panning out onto the map now. FunPlus Phoenix against Invictus Gaming. Invictus Gaming trying to make this one a 2-0. I feel like they've definitely made a statement pick in terms of Rookie Syndra as well. It's like, yeah, we're just going to do this. We're going to go home. Going to have an extended break for Chinese New Year. The very last game we're going to be playing here. Very last set for both of these two teams.
Alrighty, we can take a look at the starting items. It is going to be a Relic Shield or double. Relic Shield start from Crisp and LWX, as well as some minion dematerializers.
Dematerializer. It's definitely one of those, if you keep saying it, it just gets worse. So if you fail on the first attempt, just give up.
I definitely just want a shorthand version of that. But trying to take tools to compete with the pushing power of Varus and Baolan. In fact, they're also getting the start for their jungle side. The fact that they don't have to leash their jungler. Instead, they are making a crazy play like this brute force invade, which means that you would assume someone needs to cheat a ward over onto the other red buff just to make sure that someone actually gets 3-buffed. Just go for the 3-buff. Yeah, there you go. There's the ward. He's passed on to it. Now Pepper's going to race over and be like, Ning. No, you don't.
Not going to happen. We'll spot Rookie just blocking him off, though.
Yeah, and this is why Rookie's role is so important right now. Unfortunately, he's only level 1, only has that Q available, and Ning.
Ooh, he's
gonna. Is smart.
Yeah, oh, that's
so
good by Pepper.
Okay, so by spotting him out with the flag, obviously what Ning was trying to do is he was trying to chunk out Pepper so he wouldn't have the health to compete, so he would actually get a buff. It's super high risk, high reward, and Ning's actually trying it again, because if he doesn't get this, he's at a huge disadvantage, not only because he gets 3 buffed, but because he just wasted that much time trying to trade the buff across. So huge play by Pepper. Probably the most worthwhile flag drop you're ever going to see, because it just put him so far ahead in the jungle.
Ning really wanted to jump in there. It was like, well, it's a red buff versus a blue buff, so this is just not going to go well no matter how you slice this one. So has to go back into his jungle, waste all that time, goes onto his Gromp now starts his jungle clear, and then Pepper will get 3 buffs from here on out.
Also started towards the top side, although after red he should make a full clear move back onto his blue side. But I was going to say, the bot lane is actually extended.
Looking juicy.
It'd be risky, but you know, we've seen some crazier things for Flawless. I myself am a connoisseur of Jarvan level 3 ganks. You know this, Pulse.
Yes. Well, Froskeran's tactic is I will keep going bot lane until I get a kill. So even if I'm level 2 at like 17 minutes, I'll keep going until we get the kill. Pepper's going to play it conservatively though, go back towards the blue, make sure he does get the triple buff start for himself versus Ning. So it's a safe start and we'll firmly put him ahead.
And we're taking a look at the Keystone Masteries for Rookie. Rookie always runs Gathering Storm on every single champion, so we get used to seeing that one. I like the fact that all of our mid laners have moved over to also running Precision Secondary, so they can have presence of mind.
Pepper was trying towards the mid lane. Flag drag over the wall. Ning's going to catch him there.
good read. Unfortunately, while Pepper has the advantage in the jungle, Bing does not have the advantage in the mid lane. And a big part of that is because look at Bing's mana. Doesn't have any mana available to compete there with Syndra. Syndra able to push without expending as much mana as Taliyah, as well as having that presence of mind available. Although I would assume that Bing should also have it on Taliyah. It is quite a common keystone for how mana hungry she is.
Definitely has mana flow banned, as I can see it right now. But yeah, Ning was looking towards that top side, so Gimgoon was getting aggressive. Actually, both going to be these kleptomancy lanes. Gimgoon steps forwards. There might be an opportunity for Ning to head in here and chase him down through the lane. He's around half health. Now this is definitely kill range.
And Ning right now is, again, still very high risk, high reward.
Yeah, Riposte is down, so now is the opportunity for him to jump in. Gimgoon does have the flash, but doesn't really want to use it. Yeah, we'll have to use it just at the end there, just in case Ning flashed after him.
Exactly, but that does mean that Kha'ZIx gets to hold on to it. And as I was saying, is Ning has to go for these plays, and they have to work out because he's still behind in his jungle. Yeah, it's 20 to 25 CS, but you can see his buy. Instantly grabs 2 control wards, has his tracker's knife, but he's basically saying, get out. Get out of my jungle. Stop messing with me. This next clear for him is going to be really important, just to make sure that he firmly lands with both his feet on the ground.
Oh, Pepper looking for this gank path into the bottom side, going to be using this blast cone as well over the wall. There is no ward currently for IG, but here comes the aggressor. Oh, misses the Winter's bite out from Crisp. That's pretty bad. Might still get the stun down onto the AD carry though, and JackeyLove is going to be a dead man, but unfortunately Crisp somehow picks up the kill. Just
disaster. Crisp is like, wipe that one from the records. That's not going on the highlight reel, boys. Not only did I miss the point blank Q, but I then stole the kill.
Yeah.
Props to Pepper though. We said with the Braum, you got to get down there. You need to start making an impact with that Kog'Maw. Made it happen for him, just not in the way we would have liked.
No, but they did manage to pick up the kill, and it is first blood, and plus it is still gold going to the bottom lane for FPX.
And again, the thing is even though you can't see it in the CS between the junglers, 21 to 26, the reason why Pepper was even able to make that gank work are because of all of the shenanigans that happened in the early jungle. It gave him the tempo advantage. He got the first back. He was on the rift first, able to get behind before these wards went up, because now you can see there's 2 control wards. Like, look at that! There's control wards everywhere from Invictus Gaming. Got underneath that vision before it was placed and made the gank happen bottom. That's now both summoners missing on JackeyLove and a very juicy lane that Pepper should return to.
And trying to punish that one down. In the mid lane, we saw Rookie trying to contest those Raptors. We're going to see the same thing now from Pepper. He's not very particularly happy that Rookie took most of his Raptors away, so we'll be taking away Ning's now. Ning has been putting further and behind, but he hasn't looked for those ganks. He's been pretty much just farming out his jungle. You can see that in the jungle score right now. He's just a couple camps ahead of Pepper. Yeah,
he's trying to power farm, and Pepper may be overreaching here. So you can see that he wants to deny the red buff respawn. He has the timer, but there is no way in hell he is going to get that. Look at Rookie. Rookie's like, get out of my jungle.
Yeah, get out, get out.
Your mid laner means nothing to me. There's no way you're taking my jungler's buff. Even TheShy is starting to wander down. In fact, they're like, you know what? We're going to hunt you down.
This is a little bit awkward because Rookie's just going to turn the corner right into Pepper. He's stunned down. Ning will flash forwards. Pepper flag drag over the wall, but he's going to confirm the kill.
Welcome to Syndra, everyone. If you haven't remembered, because you haven't seen her in a while, the thing about Syndra is once she's level 6, she just gets to automatically walk into your jungle and kill you for free. Doesn't help the fact that Bing was also forced out of lane, but Pepper, yeah, you've got your 1v1, you were bullying Ning, but your mid laner has lost, and you will now pay the price for that.
Yeah, it was a double unlucky as well, because he went for the Scry's Bloom and then didn't catch either of them. Gimgoon's looking for the kill here onto TheShy, though, blocking both of these. Goes into the Zhonya's Hourglass, buys a bit of time, allowing for his jungler to come in. TheShy will get the last barrel down. This is being played really well by Gimgoon. In fact, he's going to pick up the kill right here. Now look for the Yoda 1v1 against Ning. Chasing him down is no mana, though. Unable to go for this one. But in fact, Bing's going to try and cut him off. It's not quite long enough with the wall, but Ning now underneath the tower. He doesn't have flash. Flick misses, and Gimgoon, he can buy a couple tower shots. But Bing to try and look for the kill, and finds it.
Gimgoon is right now the savior of FPX. This guy is trying so hard to just hard carry this team, drag them across the line. Unfortunately, things collapsed before his Fiora could really come online in game number 1, but game number 2, he might have that ability. And here's the repeat gank we were talking about. No flash.
Flag drag onto JackeyLove. It's going to be disengaged by the Monsoon. Didn't manage to tag him with the concussive blows.
Good sidestep from JackeyLove, and even better disengage from Baolan. So yes, the Varus flashless was attempted to be punished. FPX, they made the proper call, made the proper play there, just missed missed execution in the end.
Let's see that one more time. Gimgoon opening up onto TheShy, and I thought he was going to be okay, in fact, because I just assumed Kha'ZIx would path towards him, but he finished his camp first.
But what's also interesting is the fact that TheShy is continuously making wrong estimations about his 1v1 abilities. And when he first entered into the LPL, he was not known for that. He was known as the dominant 1v1 top laner.
Yep, he was the guy. This isn't a replay, by the way. This is a new one. Gimgoon is still chasing him down into the lane. I think he has ultimate as well. He might actually go for the all-in here. TheShy is very low and uses the oranges. Gimgoon has kill pressure here.
Yeah, Gimgoon just simply didn't have vision. You can see maybe they've now spotted out Kha'ZIx, but he has to pull back. It's control ward controlled by Invictus Gaming in that bottom rush. So yeah, even if he had ultimate, had flash, might have been able to go for the dive. It's still an ultimate that could be available on Gangplank if he doesn't have the exact cooldown of it, and possibly a Kha'ZIx that's flying out of the woodwork.
I actually just caught it just at the end of that play. Fiora didn't have ult for another second just as she disengaged. That was the reason why he didn't use it, because otherwise I'm sure he would have at least popped it for pressure there. Because TheShy was so low, you get 2 procs of the ult, it's probably going to be a kill there. But still, the fact he's managing to pressure out this Gangplank is pretty huge in the top lane. Regardless, as long as he doesn't die, both top lanes will come out with a bunch of gold just because of Kleptomancy. It just means that Gimgoon can continue to punish. It's a pretty big power point for FPX.
And hopefully they'll be able to use it because the rest of their map won't collapse and Fiora can continue to be a terror. TheShy does not have the option like he did as Cho'Gath in game number 1 to just stack resistances and hold off his tower from going down. And now he's at a very real threat of being dove. And it's not just 1 member, it's now 3 members up here for IG. And Rookie is locked out of this situation. TheShy will go down.
This is really awkward. Rookie's trying to react to this one. He's buying a bit of time, but he's being chased down. They'll finish off the kill with the Cataclysm. Rookie comes in. He wants to pick up the kill onto Gimgoon.
Oh!
What a block with a riposte! Gimgoon saves it underneath the tower, and Rookie will not get the kill today.
0-5. Looks like 1-5 right now.
That was so good. Gimgoon is playing out of his mind in this set right here.
I will get Fiora a win on the board. I will scrape across this. Great play. Great play, again, not just from the dive and the execution and the riposte, but also how it was set up again. TheShy is not Cho'Gath this time around. You can punish the Gangplank, and we haven't seen enough teams doing it in the LPL. Bing and Pepper especially locking Rookie out. Again, it's not just the execution of the dive, it's the setup. It's the control wards leading up to it, clearing that pathway into the top side, and then making sure that the Syndra could follow. And finally, Bing uses his ultimate and his pressure as Taliyah correctly.
That was really great. It was set up by Gimgoon. They moved towards the top side. And I feel like TheShy did read that one out because he saw the massive mini wave heading towards his tower. He hadn't been using the Q on the mini wave. He'd been using on the Fiora because he had to try and trade damage. But now Gimgoon's able to push up in the lane once again, able to set up another dive if they can go for it. But he didn't back away. It was almost like the call came in from Rookie saying, it's okay, we can try and make this happen underneath the tower, but with a couple seconds off. So the play did work in the end for them.
And like you said, he's still sitting on decent amounts of gold. He's got a big wave pushing into him, so he will actually have a CS lead across from Fiora, has the Klepto. Not in a super precarious situation, but it still never feels good, and it's always going to be an option for FPX to go back there to continue to punish that, and more importantly, spread the gold of killing GP around on other players, being much more comfortable in the matchup.
Gimgoon's still pushing up here, and I want to focus on why the riposte was so impressive by Gimgoon, because a lot of players will look at that and be like, well, he just clicked his riposte ability, but the fact that he saved it, because the way that this matchup works is you want to use riposte on the barrels as they can come in. You can't always clear them instantly as Fiora, because they'll be placed away from you since you're melee range, but you can deny the damage. So the fact that he saved it knowing in the dive, and it has a long cooldown as well, so you've got to premeditate that play before you do it.
Very impressive from Gimgoon. He was impressive in game 1. I'm glad to see him still impressive in game 2. I almost said game 3, but we're not there yet.
Nope, you gotta win another game first and then get to game 3.
But I feel like he's sitting on a lot of gold because he's had those components of the items for a very long time. So while he is continuously shoving in and not really slowly chipping on the tower because TheShy keeps grabbing the aggro of the creeps as they come in, and Fiora's not getting a chance to hit them, he's actually wasting a lot of his momentum. You know, this isn't transferring into anything other than GP just being fed gold repeatedly.
And that's why it's important for Fiora to hit the Gangplank to push him back, because otherwise Gangplank gets to hit the mini wave, because you're basically forcing Gangplank to make a choice. Do you hit the mini wave or do you hit your lane opponent? And at the point where he's hitting the mini wave, then you can hit the Gangplank. If he's hitting you, then perfect, because the mini wave will push in, then you chunk the tower, but that's not happening right now, and that is the problem. However, it does mean that Pepper is able to go to the bottom side and pick up this dragon, and Ning He's actually waiting in the wings, looking for a gank towards his mid lane. Does decide to back away though.
And that's a byproduct of the fact that Bing has learned his lesson from game number 1, and Invictus Gaming really can't break him, and they're playing pretty aggressive around this jungle mid duo.
Pepper catching out Ning, or maybe the other way around, because he's going to have to be the one to go into stasis. Rookie was looking for it, somehow managed to attack him with the Unleashed Power before he flashes over the wall. Ning jumps away through his stealth. Bing cannot find the target. And Gimgoon, he's waiting in the wings. How did he even get there? He picks up the kill sitting in that brush.
Nothing that they could do. They do force the TP out of Fiora, however, which means that TheShy gets even more time left alone with the top lane, even more of a CS lead, and even closer to that level 11 that GP really needs to have 2 points in his ultimate. Now, as far as that invade was concerned, and Pepper jumping in on that, he had no mana when he did that. And I am just very confused of all of the decisions made.
Yeah, it was definitely very confusing. In the bottom lane, looking for a 2 versus 2 kill. Baolan tries to disengage, but JackeyLove is planting himself in place. He'll get stunned past that. LWX gets the kill, and JackeyLove just simply out of position.
And everyone's lost their mind for the last minute and a half as we're actually just running into death on both sides.
On both sides, but if you look at Chaos, who thrives in Chaos? Probably FPX. This is exactly what they want in an early game.
I don't
if you're just
know.
constantly going for these skirmishes.
Invictus Gaming did forge their identity this way. I feel like this might be a wash. This is just very strange.
But I feel like they've moved away from that identity. I remember at the start of this pit, you were like, oh, this is very good. Invictus Gaming are
That's
just
true.
running it down mid right now.
They've calmed down.
Yeah, they have. And that almost, in a weird way, that's to their detriment in this game, because that's what they need. They need to embrace the chaos right here to win in these skirmishes.
And what they need to embrace is the fact that they need some vision control. Because right now, if JackeyLove and Baolan are going to be hyper aggressive against the Braum Kog'Maw lane, like let's forget that that was a 2v2. You're shoving up when you have 0 vision. It wasn't like wards just timed out. No, they just actually can't see things because there's so great defensive control vision from FPX. So even if they hadn't died there, that was still a questionable decision to be made.
Oh, hello, Baolan. Probably not the place you want to be, because Bing has caught you. The flick comes through, but it's not going to be all the health from Baolan, just most of it.
Yeah, this is Baolan reporting the rookie. I see that your mid laner is missing, and I have no vision of mid. Safe?
Whoop, front row. Crisp going to get the save here onto Pepper, but he's still trying to be faced. Followed down. Great ultimate once again by Rookie, but he has overstepped. Get caught out by Crisp. LWX goes into stasis, and Ning goes into stasis. Everyone's just taking a time out in this fight before JackeyLove jumps over the wall looking for the play. Ning following down. It's going to be a Caffeine surprise, picking up the kill right there. JackeyLove falls to Bing. Crisp in a 1 vs 1 against Baolan, waiting for his mid lane to arrive. Gets the stun off, the flick, the kill. Double kill to Bing.
And Bing says, not today. We're going to game 3, boys. Yes, there's still a lot of game to play, but Bing is alive. He is an animal this game. 3-0-4, and finally making use of what the Taliyah should have done in game number 1. This is how this comp is executed. This is what they want. And Gimgoon, a little bit hypey there. He's like, everyone's set on the map. No one can stop me. Time to dive.
I can go for the potential ace up. If they're starting to respawn, I should probably back away. Bot tower will fall down to FPX though. That's going to be first tower of the game. We get to see all of that again. That just turned into like lots of 2 versus 2s and 1v1s.
And Invictus Gaming were out of position first to start this, despite the fact that it's technically a 4v5, because of course GP can participate in the fight, whereas Fiora cannot. Both teleports are down, but GP has the global ultimate. And then it's really just outplays in the fact that Bing doesn't take any focus damage here. He's also got a control ward in the bush. Okay, that was great play from Bing by playing around the control vision that FPX had to deny a lot of potential damage to have. So their mate survives, Rookie does not. FPX come out huge over that fight because they get all of the kills as well as the tower.
You know, it's just a lot of mechanics, and the fact that Rookie very much sacrificed his life to get the Unleashed Power down.
But it was just, again, such a weird place to fight. You know, you look at something like that and you're, okay, what are the teams fighting over? In most instances, you would say Dragon, but they weren't fighting over the Dragon. It was simply someone got caught and everyone decided to dogpile it. Speaking of dogpiling...
Yep, Crisp was just walking into the burst. He was going to go for a stroll in the forest, but here comes Invictus Gaming. Ning right on top of LWX will find that first kill. Rookie, good dodge out there from Bing. But now he's trapped on the opposite side of the wall, trying to get past this one. But there is a tiny crack in the wall, unfortunately. We'll be able to back away from this play and get the 1 kill down onto the AD carry.
And a skirmish like that makes much more sense, but hold on, Tom.
Pepper's trying to make a play onto the top side, and TheShy has no way out of this. He's going to be knocked up and then knocked down. Oh, he flashed away! Good follow-up flash by Gimgoon, finds the kill in the end.
And it's a Rift Herald, so it will mean that the top tower will fall. In response, Invictus Gaming are going to attempt to push through, and they have a Syndra to zone on the tower, as well as Kha'ZIx trying to shadow and push away Taliyah. Now, Taliyah eventually does find her way here, but under half health, if a stun connects, she could explode.
Not going to happen though, because the recall already comes from Ning. There's a lot of low health members on this side of FPX, or rather IG, and the defense as well from Braum, able to stop the damage onto the tower. Top lane in the end will fall, and FPX still have the 1 tower advantage.
Okay, we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to calm down and we're going to sort everything. Because after that fiasco over the Dragon Pit, we actually had 2 very clean plays from both teams. Invictus Gaming immediately made the call that they were going to run tempo back and towards the bottom side, pulled all of their members, and got a free tower for it. And then if FPX overcommitted, which they did, they decided to attempt to push through. And in response, FPX were like, okay, they're going to take bottom side, we're going to use the Herald and take top side. So both teams traded objectives correctly there.
What that actually turns into was that 1 tower into the top side. The bottom tower was not eventually killed by IG, but they did manage to pick up that 1 kill onto the Kog'Maw. But JackeyLove is 1-3-1 right now. LWX is the one who has received most of these kills in these fights. And that Kog'Maw is already on 2 items.
He's going to hit pretty hard, but Varus still does decent damage because he does have the Rage Blade available to him. And even if JackeyLove isn't having the greatest game, which by no means is he, there's still the fact that Rookie is 3-1-2 on Syndra, and TheShy has the completed Trinity Force. We talked about how the mid-game power spike between Varus, Syndra, and GP's itemization was going to be the big go window for IG. So while I agree, yes, Kog'Maw is happy, Bing is playing better, and Fiora is strong, it's the difference between Invictus Gaming looking for a team fight right now, or at least looking for a fight where there's 4 of them plus GP ultimate, and FPX, who still want to keep the map very isolated and separated and look more for skirmishes.
Right now, they are looking towards the Baron Pit, just clearing away the vision, actually just trying to choke IG out of complete vision. There is no ward around the Baron area now from Invictus Gaming. There's 1 ward on the top side. That's pretty much it. Invictus Gaming have a lot of shallow vision, but they don't really have anything else on the map right now.
I don't feel comfortable with FPX looking for a Baron right now unless they can kill Ning. They did get chunked out right there, but it's a very different situation. They need to crack this mid lane tower so they can even think about looking for an early Baron.
That's what they're going to try. They only have the cannon minion, and Baolan is there defending with the Janna.
See, at this point, FPX, they're showing their greenness. They can't quite figure out where they want to attack on the map. They can't figure out how they want to break the mid lane tower, which you do so by invading this side of the jungle, constantly having mid lane push, clearing out the top lane, having it pushed again, and then trying to catch someone out as they go for the top tower, making a pick, and then hopefully that pick means that there's not enough wave clear for the mid tower and then breaking it. Or you could just go for the free dragon. I get it, it's an air drake, but take the random roll, try to get a better dragon next time because you have the Kog'Maw. You're going to scale wonderfully.
But FPX has somehow just managed to drag IG into their top jungle and get a bit of chip damage onto mid anyway. Yeah,
it's because, like we said, you drag them into the top jungle.
Okay, this is quite bad. TheShy will definitely die here. This was just him being chased down.
Then that just shouldn't happen. I mean, yeah, Fiora should kill Gangplank, but there's no reason for TheShy to think that he could be that far forward and just allow himself to get 1v1. So that's a huge mechanical mistake and bad read on the situation.
And Varus also just missed his ultimate there as well. So in terms of FPX stepping up, it's going to be pretty safe for them to do so now.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that who's going to cover bot lane? Because Fiora left alone with a tower with Trinity Force and Hydra complete is just going to crush it.
We get to see that once again.
Okay, to be fair to TheShy, now that I see the situation, Gimgoon had a good read because he hid in the brush, and then he popped out, and then TheShy just didn't respect the fact that Fiora could be hiding there and then have the chase potential. So not as bad as initially thought, where, you know, Fiora was making eye contact with GP, and he was like, what?
Yeah, definitely don't challenge a Fiora in the long lane. You'll definitely just follow from one side of the map to the other. TheShy needs to be very careful in this situation because he's got the vital procs. Well, 2 of these, and he'll probably pick up the kill once again. TheShy's not having a good day. Dives underneath the tower. Gimgoon just needs to cancel this tower aggro. Move back towards it right now with the minion wave there. He needs to start moving away though because Rookie is here to try and defend this one. Just give advantage to the mid lane though. FPX looking for the offense onto the mid lane tower. Good defense by IG.
Okay, so other teams take note. You can actually break the mid lane tower the FPX way, which is you send your top laner to dive an inhib tower at 22 minutes, then drag the mid lane and primary wave clear away from mid tower, thus allowing you to break it. It's still standing, but it's like 10% HP, and that is ridiculous that it's working.
It is definitely a way to do it. I do prefer the other 2 methods that you suggested to me, Frosk, but if it works, then definitely go for it. You definitely cannot rely on the fact that TheShy will be in this situation. I have not seen TheShy, I don't think, ever go 0-5-2 in the laning phase following into the mid game. That just doesn't happen.
And finally, a Gangplank is severely punished. But Invictus Gaming, they know they're in a bad situation. They look for the 5-man stack.
Look for the death rush. They
Excuse
find
me.
Crisp.
4-man stack.
Yeah, 4-man stack.
TheShy's
Crisp.
like, please.
He's tanky, so it's fine. No worries on that one. So not be caught, and then FPX, they do have control now.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Invictus Gaming have to look for stacks like that where they're basically creating a Fnatic brush because what's going to happen in the top lane is you need multiple members to stand across from Fiora, otherwise she's going to continue taking everything. And when you're pulling multiple members, then that very early Baron becomes that much more of a possibility for FPX. So Invictus Gaming, they're in a tiny little window where they need to make a very quick decision about what they're going to do. And if it's to make a pick or create Fog of War, I mean, first thing they need to do is they need to clear out their jungle, which is what Janna and Kha'ZIx are doing now. I guarantee if we looked at them, they've both got their sweepers and they're running around with their control wards. They're like, get out of the jungle, get out of the jungle, because they need to create some sort of safety zone or strong side of the map that they actually have advantage in.
Some type of bastion to play around, and Gimgoon's going to pick up the dragon here as well. This is also what we were saying in game 1, is it's like, why not just take the dragon with your side laner, and that's what Gimgoon's doing right here. So picks up the dragon, mid lane tower also went down. Baron is being pushed towards now by FPX once again, trying to clear away these wards.
And FPX, if they don't do this right, this is IG's way back into the game. We saw very clean Baron from Invictus Gaming in game number 1, and FPX have not been known for their patience or cleanliness around this objective.
Yeah, unfortunately very true. But right now they have a Fiora who is so incredibly big. I feel like every play right now should be revolving around how this Fiora pushes.
You would think. But we've also seen this situation where Gimgoon has like complete control over his side lane, and FPX still somehow manage to botch this situation. So I do like the patience that's coming out of them right now. You can see that there are some growing pains or some patterns. They know what they need to be doing. They just need to do it correctly now.
Yeah. And honestly, FPX have been in this situation so many times where they win the early game and they get to mid game, and it's right here, which is where they start to crumble.
Yeah, and the thing is again, Invictus Gaming, clock is on. You have to do something, but what can they do? They want to make a pick, but they don't have the composition to do it.
Oh, really good from Baolan, getting the knock up there onto Pepper.
Like, as long as Rookie is constantly having to respond to these side lanes, because he's the strongest member and he's the only guy that can be up there by A, having kill pressure, or B, just not straight up dying, it means that they don't have the Syndra stun to try to grab someone from FPX when they walk into that jungle to clear out the vision. And right now, this is just a war by inches. We are seriously in the trenches right now with Invictus Gaming. We're just, okay, they cleared out my control ward, okay, run back in, they sprint across no man's land, they place another control ward, they dive back in the trench. And look at Baolan, he's like guarding this with his life.
Yep.
He keeps sitting on that control ward like, nah, this is where we hold them.
This control ward, this is where we hold them. This is the last bastion of hope.
It is, and it's the pivot point of which Invictus Gaming are playing around, because FPX, they can't quite get the confidence or the timing with Gimgoon in the top lane to really break that open and really smother IG out.
If we just get stalled here for the next 10 minutes, who does that benefit? Because I'm looking towards a Kog'Maw right now, who's already ahead.
Yeah, I'm also looking towards a Syndra, that if she ever pops the Kog'Maw.
Fair.
The nice thing, though, is that the Locket of the Iron Slaughter was completed second, so theoretically, that shouldn't happen.
Theoretically. And with a Braum as well, you know, being able to stand in front of the old Kog'Maw.
There are so many tools that say that FPX should just win this, but again, I'm hesitant because FPX have been in this exact position and just mis-execution has cost them. Again, it's the consistency. We know that they have the talent, but do they have the experience?
Well,
there we go.
We've walled them off, but it's just a wall on a wall, so there's still a possibility for Ning to go for the 50-50 here. Coming in with the scouting tornado, and FPX, they get cold feet, but they know they're in the bottom lane. Gimgoon's making a play. TheShy is dead once again, and Gimgoon, I thought he was just going to go for a touchdown right there. He's actually going to turn it around and move towards his tower, waiting for the mini wave to come in.
And it sounds so strange to congratulate FPX from disengaging from the Baron, but thank God for disengaging from the Baron, because Invictus Gaming, they were going to get desperate. You've already won on the bottom side of the map. You're going to get a tower for free here unless Rookie can get here in time, so you didn't need to take the risk at all. I love that FPX disengaged from Baron.
That was wonderful, and Rookie will not get the stun down onto Gimgoon either. He will manage to back away. It's just hilarious because this is the second time now that FPX are able to play through bottom side, they play through their winning lane, and the fact they're playing through kill pressure, and the fact that he will eventually pick up a kill on TheShy is crazy. It's not just he's able to push up, because theoretically Gangplank should be able to blast the minion waves, but he's able to consistently get kills on TheShy.
And I don't know if there's any option for IG right now, because now you would think that GP, he's got enough itemization that it actually might be valuable just to have him there. Yes, he's got the semi-global ultimate. Yes, he's the guy with the teleport, but if he's also in this area setting up barrels, you know, that's another way to blast the Kog'Maw, to completely obliterate a team with how many completed items he has. But the issue is who stands across from Fiora? Is it Rookie and you just hope that Syndra can delay long enough or chunk her out or stop? Because I don't think anyone can stop Fiora.
I don't think so either, because Fiora has just dings at level 18. TheShy is level 15. Like, no one can actually stop this, and it's not like Rookie's running Unsealed Spellbook. He can't run teleport. He's going to have to run towards Baron.
Exactly. It's a rock in a hard place, which is why FPX are trying to force now, especially because they see Varus mid.
They see Gangplank as well moving towards his bottom side, but again, they decide to pull back.
Yeah, just giving time for Gimgoon. All they need to do is allow him to win naturally.
This is a crazy win condition, but I like it.
Of course the top laner likes it.
Yeah, 100%. This is fantastic. 6-0-2 right now, almost 300 farm at 29 minutes. Down goes the inhibitor, and it's actually working. FPX are playing well around it. Crisp is kind of caught out. Here comes the Weaver's Wall, does not manage to get a pick, does wall off the rest of IG from the mid lane.
But the in him has been broken, which means it's now super creeps. Now that said, GP can deal just fine with super creeps coming into him. He's still just going to clear the wave with his barrel. So Fiora actually hasn't done the most damage there. I actually feel like Gimgoon should continue to sit with the super creep minions and threaten the Nexus towers as opposed to rotating to a different lane.
I don't think he's going to stop, to be honest. Crisp is getting caught out. He's down to below half. Would like to go back to base here and is going to try to do so.
And again, Invictus Gaming, they're trying to figure out who do we send over here? Does it have to be Rookie because he's the guy who probably just won't die across from Fiora?
Yeah. It's actually really unfortunate. They are not equipped to deal with a fed Fiora. Like, Syndra is not great into it. And especially if Ning walks forwards and gets caught out in the river.
Yeah, I'm going to hit that with a solid I don't know.
This is just super unfortunate across the board out from Invictus Gaming. And right now, FPX are tearing them apart.
FPX shouldn't be stalling right now. They should
just
actually
go for Baron,
just
yeah.
do the Baron.
Fiora's there with super minions pushing into the bottom side. Someone has to address that. It will be TheShy. So it's a 4 versus 3. JackeyLove's going to scout with the old arrow, but Crisp is there. He was actually blocking as well. And Baron will go down, and eventually it was long. It took a while. That was scary. But they have managed to do it. Rookie, he's on the wrong side of the wall. Bing will get the kill. This is a Janna also on the wrong side of the wall. She'll die. 2 kills over to FPX and the Baron. They're going to take a lot from this.
Playtime is over, Invictus Gaming. Bing has given Rookie his wake-up call. Bad game 1, great game 2. And FPX, they've now got the Baron, they've got the Kog'Maw, they have all of the power in all the right places, and it should be the game for them. There is very little options that IG have on their composition to do anything about this.
Pushing up to the top lane tower, Ning doing his best with the Void Spikes, but what's a Kha'ZIx to do in this situation? That was a big barrel out from TheShy. Yes, he does damage, but great clear out from Crisp right there. Down goes the inhibitor. And wash, rinse, repeat. Go towards the mid lane. Gimgoon's even set you up.
I've prepared this earlier.
Yeah, here you go, team. Let's go to this one. There are a couple low health bars, and they have plenty of time on the Baron, so they could actually just go back to base, spend all the gold they just picked up, and then run it down mid.
I mean, it's against Invictus Gaming, so why not play it out? They are the champions of the Eastern Conference right now before heading into Cross Conference. And likewise, it's not just spinning all the gold, it's also then grabbing your blue buff, your red buff. You said resetting the map, and let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I like to see patience from FPX as they continue to evolve and grow as a team.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting very hypey right now, and I feel like the team is as well. It's just like we've taken everything. We can take the towers. We've wiped everything from the side of the map that Invictus Gaming had. There is no jungle camp up, just Merc Wolves, which are just spawned. Now they can take everything on their side, push up. There's blue buff for Bing. It seems like... I'm not going to jinx it. I was going to say, it seems like there's no way for them to lose, but they have an 11,000 gold lead, 17-6.
And the thing is when you're in the arena and FPX are playing, they are one of the loudest teams. Crisp is the primary shot caller, and that guy is screaming like 24/7. So for FPX to have a loss like they did in game 1, get absolutely smashed, and then pretty much run back a very similar composition. Gimgoon takes the Fiora, Bing goes back onto the Taliyah, have that mental fortitude, and still have those loud vocal voices. Like even when they're getting smashed, they never stop talking. This is not a team that shuts down. So it's a very unique feature of a very inexperienced team, and it's part of the reason why they are able to take the top teams for a run for their money.
Ning's the wall out from Bing, and the chap JackeyLove on the wall. He'll flash over right now, looks for a chain of corruption. TheShy will get caught with a flick, goes down. 50 seconds on If's death timer. All 3 inhibitors are dead, and FPX are running it towards the Nexus itself. And with the engage from Pepper, he knows he can be aggressive. He has the Guardian Angel. 2 members apart from IG. This is it right here. FPX eliminate the rest of the team. Ning will sit in the spawn pad and try and save his KDA. And FPX, they play against the odds and take game 2 against IG.
LWX reminding JackeyLove that he's not the only proficient Kog'Maw player in the league. Nor is he the big name ADC. LWX may have gotten here a couple of splits before him, but he still is someone to be trifled with.
Oh man, what a game out from FunPlus Phoenix, and what a game out from Gimgoon as well. The fact that their win condition around mid-game became wait for Fiora to get a kill against Gangplank so we can go towards the Baron.
And the fact that FPX even played successfully around a 1-4, so many LPL teams, much more experienced than FPX, have failed to do so with the split pusher. So Gimgoon didn't get the victory in game number 1 despite his great performance, does get it in game number 2, which means we will have a game number 3 between these guys. The last series before Chinese New Year. Couldn't think of a better way than it to go.
It's actually gone out in style, and it's not even like you can say IG, they just disrespected FunPlus Phoenix. We heard from Baolan at the start of the day. He was saying, this is actually a team who I feel pretty underrated. It's actually a team who I feel can be very good right now. They're now playing into FunPlus Phoenix and drop game 2.
They just need to be good multiple games in a row. We always know that we can see that flash in the pan, that you give them 1 game. Of course, they have the talent. They have so many diamonds in the rough, like Gimgoon on that top side, but can they be consistent to take down a powerhouse like Invictus Gaming?
That is true, because it was very specific in the way that they managed to win this game, so I do wonder what happens around the top lane adaptation now, because it's very, very, very rare you see TheShy collapse under pressure in the top lane. He never dies 1v1.
And it's also the fact that Invictus Gaming were missing a lot of key tools on that composition. Normally we see Ning on the Sejuani because they do like to give TheShy something like the GPs or the Camille's or the Vladimirs in the top lane, but that means that they're missing them their tanky stats as well as their initiation potential. So there are a couple of adjustments. It doesn't necessarily have to be just the top lane. It can start in the jungle, so something like that doesn't happen again. Because having a Kha'ZIx when your top lane has lost that hard and your mid laner can't be forced to leave because she's your only hard engage, that was what was really punishing them when they couldn't chase the Baron.
Yeah, once they fell behind, they could never really catch back up, and that was a major problem for them. We'll see if they can pull it back in game 3. Before that, though, we are going to send it over to our analyst to take a look at game 2.
Thank you so much, Pulse and FLICKR, and FPX have done it again. They have pulled out a win against a top-tier team. They're not closing out the series just yet. That's what we've got game 3 for, but game 3 after, not 3-4. But there's a chance.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And I think that immediately looking towards the champions that you have in front of you, you get to see why it's happening. FPX, 3 key champions going from game 1 to game 2, showcase themselves. Braum, Taliyah, Fiora. Taliyah, I already mentioned coming off of game 1, I really wanted to see the Taliyah again because it really worked well for being the adjustment should be free the Taliyah rather than pick another champion. And it seems like that was he was able to leave the lane essentially. And on top of that, the Fiora, Gimgoon gets his Fiora again, and you get to see him play just as well as he did in game 1. The only adjustment in playstyle was not only was the Taliyah freed up, but you see a lot more ganks on the bottom side of the map. 2 times it kept happening, and Braum for me really kind of shines through because I would have loved to see the Sejuani and Braum kind of skirmishing potential that you get with multiple CC points on the bottom side happen. But this time around, it's Jarvan, and it doesn't matter who kind of gets the autos. Braum stun will happen, and JackeyLove kept falling to those.
Yeah,
things.
and that's something that we have to celebrate as well, because Pepper, he said himself, hey, Ning is going to invade me. I don't think he can handle me this game. And he showed why. Once he got his hands on that Jarvan, he was all over the place, setting up the Jarvan, setting up Gimgoon for success. And this time, it wasn't Rookie keeping down Bing in the mid lane. It was Bing keeping down Rookie, which is quite surprising in and of itself.
Yeah, keeping down, more like being free himself, because he tried his hardest to make Syndra a non-factor.
Yeah.
That he didn't have any kind of damage happening in the mid lane. There was no trades, essentially, because Taliyah was always pushing out and moving towards the bottom side of the map, which we saw a lot of skirmishes go in favor of FPX just because they were there first, which is nice. But then the biggest key point, because we didn't really talk about the Fiora a little bit too much, we kind of showcased that Gimgoon played well on it, but the reason why it was so difficult for Invictus Gaming moving forward was just because they didn't have any CC. They didn't have, like, the only CC for themselves to kind of start a fight initiation was the Varus pick. Only one form of CC when you're under a constant timer, which is Fiora on side lane. So Fiora was just constantly picking picks after pick after pick, and they're like, well, Invictus Gaming, what fight are you going to do if you're not going to be able to get a Varus ulti?
And of course, as a result of that, our man of the match, the MVP, will go to Gimgoon in that top lane. This guy was all over the place, 6, 0, and 5, and he brings the heat back to TheShy.
Yeah, solo kill after solo kill, and if you have, of course, the Triforce, you have the movement speed. Once you get the first auto, once you get the first Q, you're like, wait a second, he's never gonna leave me. There's no way I can separate myself, get any distance across this. So you see it initially early on in the game, the priority was already made. TheShy lives for a little bit, but he dies immediately afterwards, and then this is where the time limit becomes an issue, because sure, Invictus Gaming are trying to push the rest of FPX back, start a fight, but if they're not fast enough, TheShy is a constant target to Gimgoon. It doesn't matter this is just a one-on-one. Doesn't matter that there's a tower underneath him. Probably if if there's a fountain beside him, but it's not going that deep. And that's all Gimgoon needs to hear.
Yeah, just time and time again. Sometimes it feels like those vitals were playing on the favor of FPX, just constantly popping up next to Gimgoon as he just ran TheShy down, ran him through, it seemed like.
Yeah, so it's a hard one for Invictus Gaming to play while behind, just because there's no way for a fight to start from them, just because FPX understand they don't need to go for a 50-50 on Baron. They just need to stay within an arm's reach away from Varus, so no fights happen. So that's a great composition coming from FPX. IG will have to kind of draft themselves a better, like a tank, anywhere. It could be jungle, support, top lane, just one.
Yeah, maybe Ning has to pull back from trying to go for the hard carry, but we'll have to find out in game number 3, because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the ace match. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.